Okay, take a second to imagine this. Your family's entire fortune just sank to the bottom of the ocean. Yes, literally. Gone. Thousands of feet underwater, unreachable, invisible, just gone. Most of us, most rational, sensible people, would call that a tragedy. And that reaction, that calm, almost unbothered acceptance of something that should, by every logical measure, be catastrophic, turns out to contain one of the most important financial lessons most people will never hear. Because here's the thing. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money without ever once stopping to ask, what is money actually? Not where to get more of it, how to budget it or save it or invest it, what it actually is, at its core, fundamentally. And the answer, when you really sit with it, will change how you think about your salary, your savings, your debt, your investments, and honestly, it might explain why some people seem to get wealthier every single year, while others, who work just as hard, maybe harder, stay almost exactly where they started. I'm not going to give you a budget template. I'm not going to tell you to cut your coffee or cancel a subscription. I'm going to show you something that is genuinely more useful than both of those things. But we have to go back first, about 100 years, to one of the most isolated places on the planet, and to a group of people who, completely by accident, understood something about money that most financial textbooks still won't say out loud. The year is 1903. An American adventurer, his name was William Henry Furness III, if you want the detail, sails into the Western Pacific and lands on a small island called Yap. And what he finds there kind of breaks his brain. The Yappies have a fully functioning economy. They trade land, settle debts, they pass wealth across generations. But their money, their actual physical currency, is made of stone. Not coins, not pebbles, not anything small. Giant stone discs. They're called rye stones. Some are the size of a dinner plate. Others are taller than a full-grown man. Several tons, just enormous. Moving one of these things could take dozens of people, multiple days of coordination, serious physical effort. And yet, here's where it starts to get strange. When a rye stone changed hands in a transaction, nobody actually moved it. You could sell your land for one of these stones, and that stone might sit in the exact same spot it's been sitting for the past 30 years. Nobody touches it. Nobody relocates it. The village just knows that ownership has changed. The shared memory of the community acts as the record, the ledger, the receipt. No paperwork, no confirmation, no seal or signature. Just, we all agree this belongs to you now. Furness found this fascinating, odd, but still somewhat logical. Then he heard the story, the one that made economists argue about this island for the next 100 years. One expedition had gone out to quarry a particularly large and prized rye stone from a distant island. Enormous effort, weeks of work. They loaded it onto a raft and started the journey home. And they were almost there when a storm hit. Hard. The raft capsized. And the stone, massive, irreplaceable, the result of weeks of labor, sank, straight to the bottom of the ocean. The crew survived. They made it back to the village, and they explained what happened. They described the stone, its size, its quality, exactly where it went down. The elders held a meeting, and their conclusion? The stone still counts. The family that commissioned it? Still wealthy. The value? Intact. Nothing changes. Except that now, nobody can see it. Just stop for a second. Think about how strange that sounds. A fortune that exists only as a story, told by the people who were there, recognized by a community that wasn't. No proof, no photograph, no way to verify any of it. And yet, it worked. The family remained wealthy. Transactions continued. Life went on. Now, if you have a moment, I'd like you to open your banking app, look at your balance, and ask yourself, seriously, where physically is that money? Is that money? Is that money? Is that money? there is no vault with your name on it. There is no room, no shelf, no safe, no storage unit somewhere with a pile of cash and a sticky note that says yours. What you actually have is a record, a number in a database, an agreement between you, your bank, a central bank, and an entire financial system built on collective trust that says, this person has a claim worth this amount. Just like Yap. The technology changed, the form changed, the aesthetics changed completely. The underlying logic did not change. And that realization comes with a follow-up that most people find genuinely uncomfortable. Money is not wealth. Money is the measurement of wealth, and measurements can be wrong. Here's an analogy that I think really lands this. Imagine you track your height every single year. Same ritual, same wall, same ruler, and the numbers keep going up. Year after year, you look taller on paper. Except every year, quietly, the ruler shrinks. 2% here, 4% there. Nobody announces it, nobody makes a big deal about it, but by year 10, your ruler is 30% shorter than it used to be. The numbers say you've grown, but you haven't grown. The measurement changed. That is inflation. And this is the moment where two people with identical salaries, identical bank balances, and identical work ethics start silently drifting toward completely different financial lives. One of them understands this, the other one doesn't. The one who doesn't keeps measuring progress in dollars. The one who does measures progress in what those dollars can actually do. Not the same thing, never been the same thing. And once you see that gap, you can't unsee it. So here's the thing that actually changes everything, once you really absorb it. Most people believe wealth comes from earning, from getting a better salary, a promotion, a side hustle, more hours, more output. And income matters. I'm not dismissing it. Income genuinely matters. But income alone, historically, has almost never been the thing that built lasting wealth. Ownership did. Let me make this concrete. Two people, same city, same job, same salary, same starting point. Let's say they're 30. Person A treats every extra dollar like something precious to be kept safe. They save, carefully, responsibly. The balance grows. They feel reasonably secure. Person B treats every extra dollar like a worker that needs to be put to work. They buy shares in productive companies. Nothing fancy, just index funds. They invest in a skill that increases what the market will pay them. They eventually own a small rental property. They reinvest returns, slowly, consistently. A decade passes. Both worked hard. Neither got lucky. Neither inherited anything. But something different happened to Person B's financial picture. It started moving on its own. Because here's what ownership does that cash cannot. A business produces value while you sleep. An index fund captures economic growth that you didn't personally generate. A skill creates opportunities that multiply over time in ways that are genuinely hard to predict. Cash, held idle, does none of those things. It sits there, patient, loyal, and shrinking slowly in real purchasing power because the ruler, remember the ruler, keeps getting shorter. Now, I want to be clear about something. This is not an argument against saving. Saving is not optional. A financial cushion is one of the most important things a person can build. But saving is the foundation. It is not the building. And spending your entire financial life obsessing only over saving it's like spending years perfecting your warm-up routine and then wondering why you never actually run the race. The shift from holding money to acquiring ownership, that's the shift. That's the whole thing. That's what separates decades of spinning wheels from decades of quiet, compounding, almost boring-looking progress. All right, so what do you actually do with any of this? 3 things. Not complicated, not a system you need to buy, just 3 honest things. First, know your real numbers. Not a rough estimate, not around this much, I think. Exactly. How much do you spend every month, down to the last unit of currency? How many months could you survive comfortably if your income disappeared tomorrow? What percentage of everything you earn is actually being kept? Most people genuinely don't know. And I want to say this without judgment because nobody actually taught most of us to track this. That's not a personal failure. But those numbers describe your financial reality more accurately than your job title ever will.
more accurately than your salary, more accurately than how hardworking you feel. Those numbers are the truth. Second, protect the gap. The gap is the space between what comes in and what goes out. That gap is where options live. It's where investments come from. It's where the ability to take a risk or walk away from a bad situation or say yes to something important. It all lives in that gap. Most financial momentum, the unsexy, uninstagrammable, genuinely life-changing kind, is just the repeated, boring act of widening that gap and using it deliberately. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just consistently. Third, invest in leverage. At this point, for most people, your most powerful financial asset is probably not your portfolio. It's your capacity to generate value, a skill the market will pay for, a professional network that opens doors, a platform, an audience, a reputation that compounds, a business system that works even when you're not working. These are compounding assets too, and unlike a stock portfolio, nobody can take them from you in a crash. The people who figure this out early stop asking, how do I earn more this month? And start asking, what can I own or become that creates value for the next 10 years? Simple question, not an easy one, but the people asking it tend to end up somewhere very different from the people who don't.
The people of Yap understood something that I think we've largely forgotten. A stone sitting at the bottom of the ocean could still hold value. Because value was never inside the stone. It lived in the agreement surrounding it, in the community that chose to honor it, in the shared belief that this thing means something. Our financial system today is extraordinary by comparison. Faster, larger, global, interconnected in ways that would have been unimaginable in 1903. But strip it all the way back, and the same logic is sitting there. Money is an agreement. It is a tool. It is not the destination. And spending a lifetime optimizing for the symbol without ever building the underlying reality that the symbol is supposed to represent is like spending decades polishing a ruler and calling yourself tall. The real question has never been, how much money do you have? The real question, the one that actually separates the paths people end up on, is what does your money allow you to own, create, and become? So tonight, not after this video, not this weekend, not when you feel ready, tonight, open your banking app. Don't judge yourself, don't spiral, don't make any dramatic decisions, just sit with one question. If your income stopped tomorrow, how many months would I actually be okay? Write the number down, even if it's 1, even if it's 0, especially if it's 0. Because most people don't know that number. And the people who go on to build something real, consistently, across different income levels, different countries, different circumstances, almost always do. That number tells you exactly where you are. What you decide to do with that knowledge, that part is entirely up to you. Lastly, to be that rich person you are trying to be, subscribe and share this with your friends. A rich network also makes and keep you